Thank you, Chair. Linked to what Honorable Madlala is asking in terms of the post, can we get a confirmation that we have opened everything that was received throughout the years, including the pile I'm referring to? I don't know, Ntombi will help the chair of which year we were in those offices and which offices. One that is stuck in my mind, which stands out, was Johannesburg, where not a storage, it was even offices full of boxes, not only one office of a storage or something, but there were other offices full of the same boxes of letters to be opened. And there was a citation of lack of staff to open those letters. Now, linked to what informed the calling of everyone on the database, including those that should have been prescribed because of time, is it because you have discovered their responses in those letters, and then it informed you that people actually have submitted, but we have not opened them? Because that might have been the reason. So here there's two. Have you opened everything? Did you actually discover that actually people are submitting, but we are delaying as a RAF to open their post? That's number one. Then number two is at a point of making the, what do you call it? The offer on merit and giving the link number and all of those things. Do you pay immediately? What informs the change of mind? Now here, Chair, when we started this process, it triggered a lot of people to send us information. This I'm going to give you is part of those that were sent. They were even sent to the DM. I requested the DM to give us his office email so that some of the people can send direct to him as well. Here has a link number and everything. I will not read the name of the claimant. I'll give it to you after this meeting. But this was made in 2015. Offer made, it's a person who's claiming for loss of income because the spouse, a surviving spouse and children, on behalf of someone who passed on in an accident. Offer made, link given, everything done. So when it was asked to be an order of the court and the offer was accepted, there was no, it should have been more and whatnot. But then when they asked if it should be an order of the court so that the payment and everything is done, I don't know what informs that. Now RAF started opposing their own offer. And this has been ongoing since 2015. In 2016, it was in court. The court said RAF has no case, struck off roll, they must pay, they must settle. They still didn't settle. When the lawyer goes to East London, this is an Eastern Cape based, when the lawyer goes to East London, now there's a quantum issue that comes back. There's nothing that gets explained to either the lawyer or the victim. But then the matter goes back to court. Since that time, it has been to and from. The court keeps striking it off roll. And then there was even cost. There are all these court rulings on this particular letter. But what stands out in this is that there's different lawyers that RAF keeps sending, and they are paying them to go and fight for something they know for a fact they cannot win. But also, you've made an offer. You're not paying the offer, but now you're dragging the poor woman through courts for this long. I want to understand then what becomes the lawyer's fee, who covers that in this interim? And why is this the case? Why would you make an offer, give a link, and not settle? But even when you go to court, the court rules that you don't have even somewhere here. I'm not reading it because it's 10 pages long with all the court rulings and everything, the judgments. Even your senior attorney, I think that, yeah, is SC, that went there also said we cannot, because this is waste of taxpayers' money. We don't have a case as RAF. Let's just agree. But now someone is insisting that let's go and change their offer at court. Let's go and change their offer at court. An offer that was not contested. This is, I think, fifth lawyer now. RAF keeps paying different law firms to represent themselves, which they get defeated at court, but you're still not settling. So at what point do we then do the right thing? I think one of my colleagues said, it looks like it's hunky-dory, this process is working. But this process is not working. It is not working. I'm citing this because it's also in the DM's emails. He's got it. I reminded him at some point that DM, please look on those things. And he cited the difficulties there and all of those things, but he's looking into it. There is 6 more that I did not read, but this one stands out. How does it happen? That's the thing. So who determines the quantum, make an offer, gives a link, and then goes back and say it's all wrong? Who does that? And who in this particular case, I'm very interested, who has assigned these lawyers to go and fight for something that is not going to be a win for RAF? Because we know for a fact it's not going to be a win, but we continue fighting it so that these law firms can get money. This is a double-edged sword. Not that the victim is being dragged, is suffering more than they are suffering. From 2015, it's 10 years later, it's still not being paid. But RAF is doing wastage. There is wastage of money being paid to law firms, briefing, assigning advocates, and all that whole bench of people that go there. There are monies that are attached to them. How much did we lose fighting this? And I can tell you that it's even now more than what we have offered. I don't know what was the offer. It's not cited here. But I'm trying to think that even the offer now is far less than what you are spending fighting a poor victim through a system, because you have a system that you can utilize. It's at your disposal. However, it's not fair. Thank you, Chair.